every day. It must be every day. What I mean is, you must listen podcasts. You must do a list of vocabulary, and you must write at least three times a 3 times a week wording exercises, and have someone to help you with that. That's the most way that you can.
So, do you think that online courses are helpful in this matter?
Again,
Online courses can be helpful, yes or no?
sure, it can help you, but you won't master in the language if you do only online courses. You what it's going to improve your English most is the contact with the language. Just having classes sometimes a week with a teacher, or just watching a video, it can help you somehow, but not you can master in the language just doing it. You have to do an online course plus have contact with the language. Got it?
Yes, yes, that's very kind of you. I basically trying to understand. In the meanwhile, grammar plays a role in. Do you think is it important to learn grammar while you're learning the spoken English?
The most important for you master the language is the practice, okay? But the thing is, without grammar, you never gonna speak a really really good English, and you without grammar, you never gonna. I mean, someone can confuse you as a native of America, of England. If you do practice grammar, if you do practice content from the native country you want, or United States, or England, or Auckland, or etc., and you focus on this content, naturally, you going to get the accent that you have in contact every day. So there is no way of learning English of only with only a single way. You say, "Oh, okay, Kyle, okay, Kyle, online courses is enough for mastering the language." No, not at all. Online courses only a step you have to do. Online courses are going to help you to pronounce. Some teacher is going to help you to pronounce. You watching a class is going to help you how to write or how to build a sentence, and that's it. The most important is that what you have just learned in the online course, you practice it. So if you can practice it, you can develop your brain. You can train your brain to be natural for you speaking in a different way. Got it?
Right, right. So, as per your experience, the way you have been teaching previously to your students, have you find students that is it difficult for them to learn grammar or easy?
Yeah, most of students it's hard to learn, but that's the reason is that they they focus. The reason is that they focus on uh, they focus it as automatically. So what I mean is, they find it rules only rules. Don't worry about the grammar rules. The rules just work for you to know why you have to build a sentence like that. The rules on that's the only reason to have rules. But we don't have to memorize rules. We have to know automatically how to use them. So what I mean is, that's a past perfect. That we doesn't have to know if it's a present perfect, past perfect, or etc. We just learn first. We learn after we practice, 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 practice. So what it would be great for you should be you do online course, but practice at least than at least 4 times more than you learn in online course. So if you learn in a class of 5 hour, 1 hour a day, you should practice 4 hours. So if you learn 30 minutes a day, you should practice 2 hours and 30 minutes. How would you practice it? Just have a look on CNN, grab different podcasters. There is very interesting podcasters, and you have contact with that. And during you are, and even if you don't understand very much in the beginning, and if you don't understand, doesn't matter, because after a while, after a month, your brain automatically is going to be more and more healthy. We understand more and more, and it would be great if you do a vocabulary list as well. It's going to help you. So the
Great.
next steps, practicing.
Great. So I do have a couple of questions left. If you don't mind, could you please turn your camera on?
What is your question? I don't know.
Uh, yes, yes. I was just trying to ask that, as per your experience, a normal student takes maybe 3 or 4 months to learn English, or more than that.
yeah, actually, for you, where are you from?
I'm from Pakistan.
Pakistan. So I can see that you. What is your profession? What do you work with there?
Actually, because I was asking these questions because I wanted to. I'm in contact with a couple of students who are in a phase in the phase of learning where they're stuck. So they had this, the kind of issues that I'm trying to resolve, and I'm asking these questions because you're a global teacher. You have this profile, and I thought maybe you could help them by answering these questions.
Okay, so you are an English teacher, right?
Yes, I've been involved in certain exercises where I've been helping a few students before, so that's why I'm asking these questions. So would you mind if I could see you in the camera?
Okay. No, you are recording, yeah, right?
Yes, I'm.
So, so
It should be only for the private use.
okay.
Thank you.
You can turn on your camera first, please.
Okay, I'm
Uh,
turning on right away.
okay. So, minutes.
Here you go.
More students.
Can you see me?
Just a second. Oh, all right. So, if your students want to improve their English and they find for everywhere, okay, everyone all over the world have difficulty learning grammar. It's not a Pakistan problem. It's not a Brazil problem. It's not everyone in the world has issues learning grammar. So how we should learn it? So the only way of learn is like just using grammar to know why, and we don't have to memorize if it is past perfect, present simple, blah blah blah. We have to know the rules, and that's it. We know the rules first. After we know the rules, we start doing exercises with the rows. Okay, basic exercises like filling the gaps of the books. It's okay. That's want want uh, want to anyone speaking English in that way. The maximum someone learn with books is the maximum the person can do is, oh, I can what I can do is I can write well or I can read well. But the people, most of people, they don't want to just write well or read well. They want to speak English well. So that's the reason that if someone wants to speak well, must practice at least 4 times more with podcasts, with real content. We have plenty of contents. We have CNN, CBS. We have lots of online free content. We have British Council and all over the world, many different. You can choose. You can pick up a content that is better for your students and help them. And Netflix is good as well, but just pick up the contact with the language is the most important. Got it?
Sir, may I know your full name, please?
Kyle.
So you call the full name, the Khair.
Kyle, yes. Kyle Montini.
Okay, thank you, sir. Actually, I was thinking maybe it is the age factor which stops a few students to learn English, or they get stuck. Do you think is that so?
Say again, the connection has just put.
Do you think age could be the hindrance or the factor in learning English? The age of a student.
Not really. Not really. What's most important is the desire or the need. Okay. Sometimes we find students like 45, 50, 55, 60, and over that learn English even faster than a younger. Why does it happen like this? Just because they really want to learn or they really need. Usually they really need. So, oh, I'm 40 years old, for example, and my company is demanding that I speak English. So they start to learn. No, I really need, and usually, or they have a different goal. For example, I want to do a master degree in another country, or my company is going to send me overseas. So they must learn, otherwise they lose the job or they lose the opportunity of doing a degree overseas, etc. So when they have this kind of pressure, the human being usually focus more and learn more. Only like this. Doesn't matter the really age, okay? The old people, when they really want, they need, they get very good. They can be a bit more difficult to opening a Skype. It can be a bit more difficult opening different things, but they learn in the same way.
So, sir, one basic question: how learning English is different comparing to learning your mother tongue?
Learning English is different because uh, it should be in the same way. The methodology use it should be the same one. But the thing is, when we child, just a second, please. I'm going to
Sure.
just a second. Sure. Okay. So what happened is, when we learn our mother language, we just
Yes.
we just really need to communicate. It's the first time, so we have to train not only to know the language itself, but we have to train how to use our mouth, our lips, our tongue, our voice. It's a different way, so we have more time. But the reason of someone learn a language is not because it speaks a lot, is because listen a lot. Okay? So you can explain for your students that um, the reason for anybody speak fluent English is because someone have had lots of, and really lots of content, really many hours of listening. Okay, many hours of contact. That's the way we learn a language when we are child. So it's an orange, for example. That is an orange.
Right.
And if someone says, um, never, for example, let's suppose I don't know if that's an orange, right? And if nobody tell me that's an orange, I'm never gonna speak that it is an orange. Never. But if I listen, orange, I'm going to say, okay, that's orange. And I'm going to say instantaneously. So the reason that the people don't, it's hard to then for us to understand and improve our English is that we listen not much. We don't have enough contact with the language. If we had, let's suppose that I never heard that is orange. I have there is some researches that says that a person to know how to use a new word must have a previous contact with this new word at least 15 times. So that's why. So the difference between learning a new language and learning a native language, the mother language, actually shouldn't be any one, shouldn't be the same one, shouldn't have any difference. But the thing is, the methodology we learn usually by the books. Just make the people know how to read and how to write. Don't make people how to speak and listen. So the most important is speak and listen. So that's why we have to practice, have lots of hours of contact with the language.
So, sir, what would be the simple difference between written and spoken English?
Simply, it's written and spoken English. The difference
Yes. Yes.
shouldn't have any difference. I mean, and it's really important. When I say, people should listen 4 times more than train other parts, that's because uh, the timing, not because that written part is not important. It's really important because if we don't have enough content, we don't have enough knowledge uh, with a grammar, with a vocabulary, with building sentences. If we are not enough in that part. Okay, if we don't have enough of it, we're just gonna speak English that is street English, for example. Okay, or English that never is going to be acceptable English for anyone. So what we need is to know how to speak in a formal way, in an informal way, use words and these words and other words. That's written one. We learning grammar one, but for we be able to use everything we just learned, for we be able to use everything that we've just learned, the only way is practicing 4 times more, listening 4 times more, and speaking at least 2 times more. So, I mean, study 30 minutes grammar, listen 2 hours, and speak 1 hour. That should be a good way.
So, sir, can we put one on the top? Which is more important, learning grammar or learning vocabulary?
Learning vocabulary or what?
Learning grammar or learning vocabulary? Which should be more important or primary?
Are important. Both are important, but if both are important, okay. Don't worry about it about vocabulary or grammar, but both are important. But if you wanna say, if you have to choose one, choose vocabulary. If you have to choose,
But
but
some students speak, actually, I was trying to understand. A few students speak perfect English, but yet they struggle badly with reading and writing assignments. Why do you think is this so?
that's because they don't have a base of English in the assignment. They don't have a grade enough good grade in assignment.
Right, right. So, actually, it's my second last question. Uh, what is the best way to learn new words quickly? Some students, have this problem. They can't learn new words very quick, very easily.
Yeah, that's a big issue, big issue. We've tried many ways of for students learn new words. We've tried the Anki app. Have you ever used the Anki app?
No, not yet. I will try this one.
Anki app is a free app that you can use, but what I mean is it's good, but it's not, doesn't doesn't make any miracle. Okay, the best way of learning is having contact. That's what I say. Why I say that the methodology is every uh, the basis of the methodology is always the same. Uh, if you want to learn a new word, you have to, okay, orange. First time I learn orange. Doesn't mean that just because I know how to say orange, I'm going to use orange. I don't know how to use yet. If it's the first time that I'm learning the word orange. And what I have to do is listen many times in different different content the word orange and speaking different contents in different ways orange. That's going to make me able to use the word, and that works for vocabulary, that works for grammar, that works for everything. Okay, so you can use Anki app. It's a like you repeat many times like a parrot. You can use Callan methods. That is you repeat many. Have you ever used Callan method?
Yes, I've heard of this app.
Callan method, yes. You can use Callan method. You can use any method or miracle method, any method. But the basis of any method that really works is the practice. Okay, so learn.
Sir, you must have come across a few students. They actually have this fear of speaking. Like they actually can't speak. They have this fear of speaking. So how to actually pull them out of that?
They have to what they have.
Fear of speaking.
Yeah, okay. The fear of speaking is because they don't they they are not secure of their English. So it might be some problems. What might be? First, if they don't have a good base of the language, it makes the people makes they be like very fearful. Oh, for example, okay, I know how to communicate in English, but sometimes I feel not so secure speaking. And sometimes when I'm talking to a foreigner, the people say like this as well. They can communicate, but if the foreigner say, "I'm sorry," if they for excuse me, and they say they just block themselves. That's a fear of speaking, and if they feel like this, it might be a few vocabulary or not so strong grammar basis, and especially not so uh, big practice. If they understand what the foreigner is saying, they didn't have a big practice of listening and speaking. So if I could give you an advice or help your students, if I could give you a way or a method that I really like to use during my over than 10 years teaching, would be uh, do first do a really good basis of grammar. Second, improve their vocabulary. Third, third, um, practice a lot of listening with especially with the content they've learned. This those contents must be real content, cannot be produced by yourself. Okay. Oh no, but I can contract a native teacher to produce a content. It's not won't be good. Use the real content. Use BBC. Use podcast. Use this real content. Okay. And the third, the last one and fourth step is practice the speaking. That's the only way I know they can improve their English. The thing is, don't worry about so much about improvement. Just do your best. If you do your best, some people will be very successful. But unfortunately, the majority of them won't be. And that's not a reason, that's not a matter of people are not able to do it. It's just a matter of they 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 don't want to pay the price to have the fluent English. If we want something, we must pay the price. For example, I'm Christian. Jesus came to save us, came to save everyone from the sin. And in the Bible, they teach us like this. Jesus came and died to save and take our sins from everyone who believes in him. And that's it. Jesus paid the price. So it's a very the life is a very big price. I mean a huge price. He paid with the life. And unfortunately, the people don't want to pay a price of spending 1 hour, 2 hours a day having contact with the language. That's 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 what really happened all over the world.
So that's very true, and I'm really enlightened by your answers, and I feel very blessed to having this conversation with you. I hope you don't mind if I contact you again, if in case I have any difficulty in the future. And plus, I would like to know the country you are based in, sir.
Brazil.
Brazil. Okay, so you are an active online teacher right now. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would definitely recommend any student that I have who would like to choose to study online English. I would for sure prefer your name with absolute confidence in the future.
Okay. Are you in a class with your students now?
No, right now, no. I'm at home and it's nighttime in Pakistan. It's actually about to be morning, so I was sitting here and I was looking for somebody who could, whom I could actually discuss these questions. And your name popped up, and gratefully, you actually, gave me time, and I supposedly gave all the answers that I needed. And I will for sure discuss these answers with other colleagues as well, and we'll for sure contact you in the future as well in case we need.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye
God
bye.
bless you.
Bye bye.